Good morning and welcome back. Let's jump into today's lesson. We're talking about geometry, and we're going to be going from talking about the attributes to actually being able to draw different shapes. And so there's a little bit of a game. I actually really enjoy this lesson, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge doing it online, but we'll make it work. So Module 7, Lesson 6, our target is to be able to draw polygons with certain attributes. And like we talked about before, a polygon is a closed shape that has many sides. And attributes or characteristics are things that that shape has. So when we talk about how many sides, that's an attribute. Or if we talk about what do the angles look like, that's an attribute. I'm going to keep this lesson fairly short because the problem set is going to be on a computer, and I want to give you guys enough time to explore how to use those tools. Ms. Thompson has a great video on the assignment itself that goes through how to use the tools, and I'm going to make sure that you have enough time to watch that video as well. So let's go ahead and look at our activity for today. Now we have this list, or this grid, that gives us different characteristics. And they're organized into 3 different columns. And there's 4 rows for each one. We have a little bit of an array here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rolling this dice, and it's going to tell us what kind of shape we're going to be drawing. And we're going to use this as our right angle tool, because a right angle, as we talked about, is like these corners here on the edge of a piece of paper or on a book, or the corner of your room usually has right angles. And then another way to describe it that you'll learn next year is in terms of degrees. Another way that we talk about right angles is that they measure at 90 degrees. And that's just how far apart or how much this rotates between this line and this line. Now let's look at some of these characteristics that we're going to be drawing. So this one, it's about angles. So one angle that is greater than a right angle. And if I got that one, I would want to make sure that when I draw my angle, instead of it being like this, it actually looks a little bit smaller because I'm freehanding it. I want to make sure that it's greater than this angle. So I might trace this, and then greater than means it's going to be bigger than it. And so this angle is bigger than 90 degrees. If it asks us to do less than a right angle, then I'm just going to erase this line to show you. We want to make sure that it comes in before that point. So that's less than 90 degrees. It's not quite as big as the corner of a piece of paper. And then this last one has more than 4 angles. And that might cause a problem depending on what we get. I'm not sure how that'll work with some of these, but let's go ahead and look. Now, next, we're looking at these different descriptions. If it's a quadrilateral, that means that it has 4 sides, exactly 4 sides. That's what quad means, 4. If it is a trapezoid, that is a type of quadrilateral where the opposite sides are parallel, but the other 2 sides go like this. Okay, they kind of point in towards each other. So that's a trapezoid. If we want a hexagon, hex means 6, so that's going to have 6 sides. And a parallelogram means that the opposite sides are parallel. And parallel means that if you have a shape like this, and you kept drawing these lines, you kept them going out, this line and this line, they would never touch. So we're going to do there's one more column. So this one, all equal sides, so that all the side lengths are the same, has at least 2 equal sides, has at least one set of parallel sides and has no parallel sides. Okay, now let's just roll this and let's see what we get and see if it's even something that's possible. Look at the first column. I'm going to roll this dice, and I got a 6, which means I need to re-roll because there's only 4 options. 3 has at least one right angle. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. This is the first characteristic that I'm going to be looking at. Okay. Now, let's look at our second characteristic. Keep rolling 6s. Another 3. One right angle is a hexagon. And finally, oh no, we could do a 4. Well, I can't flip back. Has no parallel sides. It's going to be a little tricky, but let's see if we can do this. So we're going to be drawing. I want you guys to go ahead and give this a shot because this is one that we could do. We're going to be drawing this shape. We want it to have at least one right angle, so we'll need this tool. It can have more because at least just means there's a 1. It's a hexagon, so we need 6 sides, and there's no parallel sides. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give mine a shot. I'm going to start with this right angle because that seems like it's going to be the hardest for me. I should probably use a tool instead of freehanding it. There's my right angle. Now I need a few more sides. Let's see. 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides, 6 sides. Make sure it's a closed shape. Didn't do a great job over there. Okay, now let's see if this matches. I'll move my tool out of the way. First, does it have at least one right angle? We use our tool, and it looks like there's a right angle. This one looks pretty close to a right angle. Let's check it. It looks like it's just a little bit bigger than a right angle. But that's okay, we only needed 1. Just to make sure, let's check this other one. Yeah. So we got this. Go ahead and check that. Is it a hexagon? Let's count the number of sides. We've got 1, 2. My pen's fighting me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Well, let me draw on the outside. Okay, it's a hexagon. And now we have to check, does it have no parallel sides? So we're going to look opposite. This side is not parallel to this one or this one. This line right here, it looks like they would run into each other eventually over here. These two are the ones that look like they might accidentally have run parallel. So let's go ahead and just kind of draw these out a little bit, and we'll use our undo tool to kind of check it. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be perfect, but it looks like eventually they're coming closer together, and so eventually they will touch. So in this case, this shape had all of those characteristics that we were looking for. One right angle, a hexagon, no parallel sides. Now you're going to be drawing some shapes yourself. As I mentioned, Ms. Thompson made a video in the assignment itself that's going to help you. I'm only going to post the Google Slides video, and you're just going to work on it for about 20 minutes because there's that 5 or 6 minutes of learning how to use that program to make shapes. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.